Halo. Halo.
Hello, am I audible?
Nah, gue mesmo. வருதாடா?
Hello?
Sir, it's audible, sir. Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, let me state a few reminders. And first and foremost, please mute yourself or turn off your microphones when the resource persons are presenting the discussions to avoid unnecessary voice. National webinar. We cordially invite all the participants to this one-day national webinar on trends on informatics in business. The informatics is the discipline of science and it has a curriculum of data management, algorithms, and programming, etc. Today, we are having a great opportunity of learning this informatics in business. Let us evolve in this webinar.
At this point, we would like to start this webinar with the divinity. I welcome students from Computer Science Department to sing a praise song.
Like a sunflower that follows every moment of the sun. So I turn towards you to follow you, my God. In simplicity, charity, I follow. In simplicity, charity, I follow. Like a sunflower that follows every moment of the sun. So I turn towards you to follow you, my God.
Thank you, girls.
Welcome address. A small seed and a great welcome makes a merry feast, says William Shakespeare. With a warm hearted, I welcome our head of department, Dr. M. Guhapriya ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning, Shivanando. So first of all,
I thank and praise the Almighty for giving us this new day and to make this event a grand success. Respected Principal, Vice Principal, dear colleagues, respected speakers of this day, dear participants, and my dear students, a very good morning to one and all. Thank you for joining us today, and we are very much excited to have you here. So, organizing such events will be an opportunity for us to learn from each other and grow together. So, it's an immense pleasure for me in welcoming our most respected and honorable Vice Principal, Reverend Sister Amali Pushpam, for this event. Welcome you, Sister. So, on behalf of our Bondseekers family, I feel extremely happy and proud in welcoming our speakers of this webinar. So, the chief guest and the speaker of the session one is Dr. G. Srinivasan, Principal of Theni Kamavar Sangam College of Arts and Science, Theni. So, he has a teaching experience and acted as a vice principal for more than 2 decades. So, such a great experience he has. So he is working towards connecting young minds to strive towards success and achievements. So we are grateful to him for accepting our invitation and becoming a chief guest of today's event. Welcome, you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
It really gives an immense pleasure in welcoming Mr. Ashiksha Jahangir, Technical Support Manager, Winsettle Softwares, Bangalore, on behalf of our Bonseekers family. So he plays a role as a SAP AP lead in Wipro Technologies from 2014 to 50 and SAP ABAP developer in Tata Consultancy Services from 2012 to 14. So he is the resource person of session 2. So I extend my hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I welcome all the participants, staff, and students of ours for the special event. So only all your presence make this event a grand and to be success. So before we begin the webinar, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who sincerely committed to this event to make it a success. I ensure this webinar will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present over here. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Presidential address. Success is often achieved by who don't know the failure inevitable. With the delightfulness, I welcome our Vice Principal, Reverend Sister Amali Pushpam, to address the presidential address. Welcome you, sister.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected the Secretary, the Principal, the Administrator of Bonseekers College, and respected Chief Guest, Dr. Srinivasan, Mr. Asif, and staff members, students, and participants from various colleges. Good morning to all. Data is a very high resource that is available everywhere in this universe at all the times. But extracting the pattern or correlation, that is valid information from the data, is really very challenging task nowadays. That valid information only very much useful in various applications. So we should know how to extract the valid information. Actually, it is called data analysis. And we should know how to apply in various fields such as education, medicine, business, politics, even in our day-to-day life. So information that is in one direction, it plays a vital role in activating this entire universe. At the same time, in another direction, the business, that is everything is going in this world based on business. Now we are going to link that information in business. Trends on informatics in business. Really, I appreciate the Department of Computer Science. They have nicely coined the words and selected the hot topic for the current situation. Also, they have invited very opt personalities to this national webinar, Dr. Srinivasan and Mr. Asi. Really, Dr. Srinivasan really is a very high resource person to all of us. and he has a very vast experience and knowledge in this field. Mr. Acid is a very familiar person to Bonsakas College. Already he has come to our college. His appearance reveals that he is a very active, energetic, and having high spirit of supporting others. Yes, sir. Happy to have both of you in our midst. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Chief guest address. Stars. Chief guest address. Stars do not pull each other down to be more visible. They shine brighter. I welcome our resource person, Dr. G. Srinivasan sir, Principal of Kamaba College, Theni, to address the gathering. We welcome you, sir.
Most respected principal of this great institution. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Most respected Vice Principal of Bonsakas College, my friend and beloved colleague, Madam Guhapriya, Head of the Department of Computer Science, Bonsakas College, and all the professors of Bonsakas College, and my dearmost participants, a very happy morning to all. I am very much proud and privileged to be a speaker in this great national webinar organized by our Bonsakas College. And at this juncture, I would like to extend my gratitude to my other colleagues who are working in this Bonsakas College, Madam Guhapriya and Bhanumati Madam, Manohari Madam, and Tagira Banu. So they are all our colleagues who supported us a lot in all our endeavors. I am very happy to associate with you in this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome all of you. Welcome all of you. And the topic is very viable, and they have asked our Vice Principal Madam has told. They have coined this information with the business. So I have given a first part to talk about business and entrepreneurship. And let me give an speak on this business. So as you all know that this business is becoming trendy day by day. Okay. So a business is done by a businessman. We call it as, in technical terms, we call it as entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur, the topic given to me is entrepreneurial traits. So the entrepreneurial traits means qualities of an entrepreneur. So before going to the topic, so let me give an address to the young participants. So to be a successful person in life. So let me give some strategies towards success, which we all know. So every student, if you take any example, okay, if you take any businessman who is now in a good position, they started their career at a grassroots level only. So for example, if you take I studied in TVS Lakshmi School. So my role model is my correspondent TV Sundaram Iyengar, they are the very good business institutions all around India. Okay, say when the TV Sundaram Iyengar, he started his career only with a cycle shop. And after that only, slow by slow, he started with auto parts. And the first, he was the only person to float town bus in Madurai. So in those days, in Madurai, we used to have only TVS buses were there. And if you take anybody, if you take Ratan Tata or whoever it is, they have started at their grassroots level. So what is necessary to be successful in life? So first one, I can say that you must have a goal. Okay. So whenever we start our classes, I used to go to the classes, and when the first class, we used to have a self-introduction. And when we ask the students what is your aim or objective, some students, they tell their own objective. So the common connotation will be that, so when a person, some people they know that yet to be decided, the goal is yet to be decided, and some people say that if a person is telling that I want to become a bank manager, continuously the students will be telling I want to become a bank manager. So if a student is telling that he want to become an auditor, continuously he will be telling that he want to become an auditor. So நம்ம இந்தியாவை பொறுத்த மட்டும் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா எதுக்கு ஓடுறோம் அப்படிங்கிறதே தெரியாது. ஓடுவான், எல்லாரும் ஓடுவான், எதுக்கு ஓடுறான்னு கேட்டா எதுக்குன்னே தெரியாது, எல்லாரும் ஓடுனா நானும் ஓடுனேன் அப்படிமா. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கவே கூடாது. யூ மஸ்ட் ஹாவ் அ செப்பரேட் கோல். Okay, that goal will be from your passion or from your hobby or whatever it is, you can build. So I wanted to become a teacher, I have become a teacher. So likewise, each person they will be having a goal. So you must also have a goal. And after that goal, you have to aware of your strength. What is your strength? Okay, so each and everybody they will have their own strength. Okay, if a person he will be very good at playing table tennis, so he has to nurture about that table tennis. If a person he wants to become a video jockey or radio jockey, okay, he can move on to that. So we have to be aware of our strength, what we can. Okay, so from that we have to develop our goal strengths. Then we have to nurture our strength. So what is the problem among the youngsters is that they are not working towards their aim. They have an aim, they desire much, but their effort to enrich their goal is very less. So you have to nurture your strength. So what all needed for achieving your goal? You have to nurture your strength. Then try to build a professional resume. So everybody has a resume, but you must have a professional resume. Then only you will be able to succeed. For example, so only nowadays government and other people they are they are achieving more and more skills. Okay, and a single degree will not hold anything. You have to do something. For example, let me tell me an example. A commerce student, when he is going for an interview, so when there may be many persons. A person may have a commerce degree alone, and another person he may have a typewriter, he may be having a typewriting skill as well as shorthand skill, and another person may know about accounting, he knows about tally, he has typewriting skill, he has shorthand skill. Means who will be selected in an interview? Only who is having multiple skill will be wanted by the industry. So you have to build a professional resume. So for your industry need, what is to be done, you have to do it. So in order to nurture these things only, apart from the book teaching only, the organizations they are conducting national webinars like this to share the expertise knowledge and to have an exposure about the practical industries only. We are doing it. Then we have to be highly responsible for your life. So you are the only person who are responsible for your life. It is neither the government, nor the parent, nor the teachers, nor the institution. Simply says, okay, they may blame the parents, or they may blame the institutions, or they may blame the government, or whatever it is. Still, students, you can see, those who are having determination, they are marching towards success. And when we go for any office, we are seeing, if you take the list of collectors, you can see many young collectors are there. If you go, a lady, young PTE, is there, is coming in trains. And when we go to a bank, we are able to find that the clerk is very old man, whereas the passing officer is a very young lady. Okay, so what does it mean? That people are coming out with their own passion. So we must be highly responsible and we have to work upon it. இப்போ உள்ள ஸ்டூடெண்ட் எல்லாம் வந்து what now the problem for lack of responsiveness is one thing is cell phone, I can say. So this mobile phone is taking our time and energy, and we are not, especially among the youngsters, it is not able to, it is hindering the students to think more. So பையன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா எந்த நேரமும் செல்போன்ல தான் இருக்கான், especially college students, school students, working people, the cell phone has become necessity. For online education also it is necessity, I accept. But at the same time, we have to play while you play, work while you work. But people, they are always with their cell phone. They are always chatting and doing other things, and which hinders their creativity. Okay, they are not able to, they are not observing what is happening in the real world, or they are not thinking about what is to be done afterwards like that. The next I think I can say is you have to brand yourself. What do you mean by branding? You must have your own identity. You have to create your identity. You have to create your identity among your family. You have to create your identity among your community. You have to create an identity among your society. Then only you must have your own name and fame. For that, you have to march towards that. Then, next thing I can say is you have to network a lot. What do you mean by networking? Associate networking in computer terms, we have to connect the systems. Likewise, you have to connect persons. You have to mingle with the persons. You have to associate with the persons, and you have to then only you can know about. You then only you will know the opportunities available. You will get the expertise knowledge. You have to read more success stories of the people. Okay. நம்ம வடிவ சொன்ன மாதிரி வரலாறு முக்கியம் அமைச்சருங்கிற மாதிரி. ஸோ வரலாறு வந்து முக்கியமானது. How the people they came out of WhatsAppல வந்து we are able to get more things. Okay, if we have any program, we are getting more details about that program or that people or some other else you can say. Okay, if you have a science days there means, so we can know about science day more and more without going specially for that. It is coming in our WhatsApp as memes and other things. So we have to read and we have to understand and we have to work according it. So this is the thing which we have to develop to be successful, I can say. And what are the essentialities which we need is, first one which is needed for successful is education. So education, higher education is more important, and so only the government is giving more importance. And as you all know that the government has initiated a non-mudalvan scheme for all universities and colleges, and they are asking us to give skill-based programs. They have started Tamil Nadu skill-based skill corporation, and through the non-mudalvan scheme, they are asking the higher education institutions to give more extra subjects apart from their regular stream. For example, they are giving employability skills for commerce graduates. Then they are giving about how to make for placement skills for the students. And they have initiated. So we had an FTP program for 10 days in the university, and they have sent a circular to initiate this skill development courses for the students for weekly 2 hours to develop their extra skills. So education is more important and the skill is more important. Then we have to have a good work habit is more important. So nowadays people they are going for bed very very late, and they are getting up very late. So morning நிறைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கேட்டீங்கன்னா சூரிய உதயத்தையே பார்த்திருக்க மாட்டான் இல்லையா? சூரிய உதயம்னா என்னன்னே தெரியாது. ஏன்னா அவனுடைய ரெகுலர் பிராக்டிஸ் 8 மணிக்கு எந்திரிக்கிறது தான். இப்போ இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து லேட்டா வரதை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணவே முடியல. ஏன்னா எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் வெரி லேட். அண்ட் ஐ கேன் சே தட் அவுட் ஆஃப் தி கேட் பாஸ் நான் சைன் பண்ணி கொடுக்கறதுல ஸ்டொமக் பெயின்னு போறதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பொம்பளை பிள்ளைங்களை விட பையன் அதிகமா இருக்கான். இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பையனுக்கு, ஒரு காலேஜ் பையனுக்கு காலையில வந்து தலைவலி வருது, ஏன்னா மத்தியானம் வயிற்று வலி வருது. ஏன் வருது அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா அவனோட ஒர்க் ஹேபிட்ஸ் வந்து சரியில்லை. தென் பிசிக்கல் ஃபிட்னஸே கிடையாது. பிசிக்கல் ஃபிட்னஸ்க்கு ஒர்க் பண்றது வந்து அந்த ஆர்மி போறவன், செலக்ஷன் போறவன் வெரி ஃபியூ. இப்ப எல்லாரும் வந்து வாக்கிங் ஜாகிங் எப்போ போறாங்கன்னா ஆஃப்டர் 45, வேலை பார்க்குற நேரத்துல போறது இல்லை. இப்போ வந்து யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்ல எத்தனை பேர் ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்றான் அப்படின்னா ரொம்ப கம்மி. பிசிக்கல் ஃபிட்னஸ் இஸ் மோர் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். தென் ஒன்லி வி கேன் சஸ்டைன். இன்னைக்கு பிரைவேட் ஜாப் தான் நமக்கு அதிகமா இருக்கு. இந்த பிரைவேட் ஜாப்ல who can succeed? Only the fittest person can succeed. Who is fit physically, who is fit mentally, and they alone can succeed, because நம்ம work பண்ணா மட்டும்தான் we can earn. So those who are having talents, they are having more opportunities, and they have to enrich their physical fitness. Then mental attitude. So attitude defines the altitude of life, and we have a saying. So நம்மளோட attitude, both the mental attitude as well as attitude, how we are viewing things, how we are taking things. இன்னைக்கு பொறுமையே இல்லை, இன்னைக்கு பொறுமைங்கிறது ரொம்ப இல்லை. ஏன்னா எதுனாலும் வந்து they are bursting out like anything, bursting out like anything. Okay, so that attitude we have to develop. First attitude la first we can say tolerance. Tolerance is more essential. Okay, இன்னைக்கு என்ன நமக்கு ஒருத்தன் கெடுதல் நினைச்சானா கெடுதல் நினைச்சிட்டு போறான். நம்ம அதுக்காக டிட் ஃபார் டாட் நம்ம போகணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. நம்மளுடைய கோல்ல நம்மளுடைய பாத்துல நம்ம அதுல இருந்தா போதும். The next one is we must create a positive image for us and we must be very creative. So the creativity will bring an entrepreneur. So this is about the general things I want to tell about the students, and then let me go to my topic, entrepreneurial traits. So this traits means qualities. Let me tell what is an entrepreneurship and who is an entrepreneur. So this entrepreneurship is defined from the word entrepreneurial, that means that to undertake. So when we undertake a new venture, an innovative venture, that is called as entrepreneurship. So nowadays we are getting lots and lots of goods and services available in the market. We are getting new things with innovation, creativity. Okay, so the innovation bundled with creativity, I will give you that is called as entrepreneur. இன்னைக்கு நமக்கு நிறைய the Nokia company, they themselves don't know so how many mobiles they have invented with what are the features they have. Okay, the Airtel company, they don't know how many packages they have floated with various features. Is it not? So every company, they are marching towards success. The success and profit earning is the very goal of entrepreneur. This entrepreneur is a person who is bundled with innovation and creativity. Okay, you have to come out as an entrepreneur. So the government government says that, so create a student as a job giver, not a job seeker. Okay, in university we have entrepreneurship hub is there. So this among the commerce students, this entrepreneurship is a new subject. So in our colleges, Gopriya madam and others, they may know that. So for all the other science students, I used to give a paper, non-major elective, as principles of management and entrepreneurship development. So in Parvati College, we used to have a non-major elective, entrepreneurship development, because this entrepreneurship development paves way for the students to become an entrepreneur. So you are all women entrepreneurs are more important. So those who have a skill, they can start a business. இன்னைக்கு யாராவது ஒருத்தர் ஆரி ஒர்க் நல்லா போட தெரியுது, இல்ல பியூட்டிஷியன் நல்லா பண்றாங்கன்னா ஒரு போர்டை போட்டுட்டு நிறைய பேரை பாக்குறோம் இல்லையா? ஏன்னா கல்யாணத்துல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பொண்ணுக்கு புடவை கட்டி விடுறதுக்கு ஒரு பியூட்டிஷியன் வராங்க. இன்னைக்கு கல்யாணத்துல பாத்தீங்கன்னா பொண்ணுக்கு பியூட்டிஷியன் பண்றதை காட்டிலும் முன்னாடி பொண்ணுக்கு மட்டும்தான் பியூட்டிஷியன் வச்சு மேக்கப் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இப்ப வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு சுத்தி இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாத்துக்குமே மேக்கப் பண்ண வேண்டிய சூழ்நிலை வந்துருது. ஸோ அப்ப என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, the industry, beautician industry is having a good demand. So if any girl if you are interested in a beautician, you can put a board, or you can print a brochure, you can distribute it to your friends and relatives, and you can become a beautician. If you are having a very good at your RE work, means you can develop your RE work, you can develop a tailoring. Okay, like that there are more opportunities are there. Okay, so the government wants you to become an entrepreneur. Don't be a job seeker, be a job giver. So then only we can improve the economy. So entrepreneurship is the essence of economic development. What do you mean by economic development? So when we are producing more goods and services in a country, that is deemed as economic development. That is called as economic measure of a country. So only the government is coming forward and giving more concessions, subsidies, and other things, and even through education institutions, they are developing this entrepreneurship, and this entrepreneurship is given as a subject also for the students to enrich the national per capita income. Okay, so only when we are producing more and more, okay, goods and services, that is called as economic development. So that goods and services may be of any sort. It may be an agricultural one, or it may be an industrial one, or it may be a service sector. Nowadays, service sector, it is having gaining more momentum. Okay, more momentum. Like Swiggy, you can say, If you take Amazon, if you take Flipkart, whatever it is, you can do anything. This Olo facility, these are all recent trendy services which were floated in the economy within half a decade and which is gaining more momentum. Okay, for each and everything we are having services are there that we have to do it. So that is the essence of entrepreneurship. So it is the process of executing the concept and idea of a person. So in my area, we are having one shelter. இட்லி மாவு விற்கிற கடை இருக்கு. அந்த இட்லி மாவு விற்கிற கடை வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா சுவை மாவகம்னு போட்டிருக்கான். அது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஏரியாலேயே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ஒரு ரொம்ப ஷார்டஸ்ட் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்குள்ள 4-5 கடை இருக்கு. இது யார் இப்ப நடத்துறான்னா ஒரு காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் தான். ஒரு காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஒரு 5-6 பேர் சேர்ந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கான். இந்த கடை வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அப்படியே நம்ம அட்ராக்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி நல்ல ஒரு லெமன் எல்லோ கலர்ல போர்டு, அதே மாதிரி நல்ல ரெட் கலர்ல வந்து லெட்டர்ஸ், அது மேல ஒரு ஃபோக்கஸ் லைட்டு போட்டு எங்க இருந்து பார்த்தாலும் அட்ராக்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி. இன்னைக்கு அதே இடத்துல வந்து பக்கெட்ல மாவு அரைச்சி விற்கிறவங்க ஓல்டு லேடிஸ் இருக்காங்க. பட் ஈவன் தென் ஹீ இஸ் செல்லிங் தி ப்ராடக்ட். என்னன்னா அவன் அடை மாவு வச்சிருக்கான், சிறுதானிய மாவு வச்சிருக்கான், இட்லி மாவுன்னு வச்சிருக்கான், தோசை மாவுன்னு வச்சிருக்கான், அதுக்கு ஒரு போர்டு போட்டிருக்கான், அதுக்கு ஒரு கவர் போட்டிருக்கான். ஸோ ஹீஸ் பிரிங்கிங், ஸோ த ஓல்டு கான்செப்ட் தான், பட் ஹீஸ் பிரிங்கிங் அவுட் வித் சம் நியூ ஐடியா. So likewise, you can develop any business as you wish with proper planning, and we can create a demand for your product through proper strategies, and you can do it. So entrepreneurs are always innovative. So what are the traits which are needed for an entrepreneur? So that an entrepreneur is needed to be a hard worker. You must be a hard worker. Okay, hard worker alone can become a successful man. That there is no doubt. Okay, we are having more success stories of entrepreneurship. We are having hard work. Hard work denotes hard work, and smart work both are essential for nowadays. Because நம்மள வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம ஒண்ணு ஆரம்பிச்சோம் அப்படின்னா நமக்கு சுத்தி ஒருத்தன் டயர் கடை வச்சா 10 டயர் கடைக்காரன் நம்ம வச்சுட்டே இருப்பான். நம்ம நரசூஸ் காஃபின்னு ஒரு காஃபி வச்சிருந்தோம்னா எய்தாப்ல ஒருத்தர் சரசூஸ் காஃபின்னு வைப்பான். வச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ணுவான், the imitative products are more in the country, which confuses us and which takes the customer. And we must have a customer satisfaction is more important. Okay, a satisfied customer will bring hundreds of customers, and an unsatisfied customer will take thousands of customers. Okay, then positive attitude, positivity இருக்கணும். பாசிட்டிவிட்டின்னு எடுத்த உடனே we cannot achieve a lot. Okay, we can go only stage by stage, and we must have an optimistic mind that we will achieve, we will get, we can do, we can win. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we must have a positive strategies in our mind, and then we have to think practically. Okay, what is practically possible? What is practically possible we have to do, and an entrepreneur needs a resource manager. He must have. So he knows the resource management.
The admins, can you mute Mohammed Asif?
So resource management is more essential for that. Resource means for entrepreneurship or for a business, we need 4M. That is machine, money, then materials and manpower. Okay, so machine, material, money and manpower is more essential. So among that, dealing a manpower is very, very difficult. If you all know that. So we have more groups, we have conflicts will be there among the people. An entrepreneur must be a good resource manager. So we are having more concern for these 4 inputs of business, especially for machines, for technologies, and we are having more consultancy services. When you go, if you want to do one business, you must know the strategies of that business by having an expertise knowledge, and people are there to give technical advice for these starting anything, and you can do that. And then next one, you must have a self-confidence. Self-confidence is more essential for an entrepreneur. Okay, we can do. Okay, we have to wait for the progress. It will not be given in a single day, or it will not be coming in a day. So we have a proverb that Rome was not built in a day. Okay, so everything has success stories. It was it was stepping ahead and ahead only because of the after the failure. So risk taking must also be must be there. So risk that when you start a business, there will be more possibility of a risk. In business, possible risk here denotes possibility of loss or possibility of reduction in turnover, etc. So this risk has to be identified and it has to be tackled. So we have to manage the risk. Okay, so when you have these qualities, you will become a leader, and you must know that every company is working. Okay, I will give you an example of a Horlicks is there. A Horlicks is a very good old beverage manufacturing company. That is a health drink manufacturing company. So that health drink manufacturing company is manufacturing Horlicks biscuit and cookies. And you also know that Britannia is a good old biscuit manufacturing company. It is bringing out with health drink. So that health drink, when this health drink was introduced, so we had in a Hindu newspaper, there was a one-page ad, and the health drink bottle was there, and that bottle was touched by a lady. She was Vinita Bali, the managing director of that Britannia biscuit. Britannia biscuit. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, old Horlicks health drink manufacturing company is going for a cookies, and a biscuit manufacturing company is going for a health drink. So no company is sitting simply. So if you take Horlicks, they are bringing more and more products now. Okay, in Horlicks, like women, Horlicks is there to become where women are very less nutritious, they believe. இப்போ கூட ஹீமோகுளோபின் கேம்ப் நடத்துறாங்க. இந்த ஹீமோகுளோபின் கேம்ப்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா the hemoglobin is less than 4 for some classes. So the government is coming forward and conducting very many activities nowadays. Okay, that we have to appreciate. Okay, we have to appreciate. So yesterday also we had a program. So from the GH they came and talked about cancer awareness to the girls and hygiene to the girls, because we are finding many social problems nowadays. So we as an entrepreneur will give a solution to this. Okay, in very many ways. In very many ways. You can become a leader when you possess these qualities. And before, if you want to become a leader, and if you want to be very successful, so you must have a self-appraisal every day. Every day you self-appraise yourself. So today is one day gifted by God. So what we have done? So this is the usual thing which we used to do. We used to hear, but we won't practice it. But every day we must have a planner. What things we are going to do, and then what we have done, and what is the gap, and then we have to fill it up yesterday. So இன்னைக்கு ஒரு 2 வேலை பார்த்தோம்னா நாளைக்கு ஒரு 4 வேலை பார்க்கணும், நாளை கழிச்சு ஒரு 6 வேலை பார்க்கணும். அப்பதான் வந்து நம்மளே செல்ஃப் அப்ரைஸ் பண்ணும். வி ஹவ் டு நோ வேர் வி ஆர். ஓகே, வாட் வி ஆர். ஏன்னா வந்து உலகம் வந்து போட்டியான உலகம். இந்த போட்டியான உலகத்துல வந்து 100 மார்க் வாங்கினவனே 100 பேர் இருக்கான். நம்ம வந்து வெறும் 35-40 வாங்கினா எங்க போய் நிற்போம்? தெருக்கோடியில போய் நிற்போம். அப்ப இந்த போட்டியான உலகத்துல நம்மளும் எந்திரிக்கணும், நம்மளும் வந்து சஸ்டெயின் பண்ணணும். அப்படின்னா we have to work hard, we have to march ahead, we have to march ahead. இன்னைக்கு நான் I used to tell in my classes to my students, ஓகே, இன்னைக்கு நம்ம அப்பா தாத்தாலாம் வாழ்ந்தது பொற்காலம் ஆயிப்போச்சு. நம்ம வாழ்றது ரொம்ப போராத காலமா இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு நம்மகிட்ட எவ்வளவுதான் குவாலிட்டி இருந்தாலும் எபிலிட்டி இருந்தாலும் அந்த எபிலிட்டியை வெளியில கொண்டுட்டு வர்றதுக்கு நமக்கு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைக்கணும். அப்துல் கலாம் he shined very well because the God has granted him opportunity. So likewise we have to get good opportunity. So when we want to get good opportunity, we have to do good things to the society. இல்லையா? தீதும் நன்றும் பிறர் தர வாரான்னு சொல்லி சேயிங்ஸ் இருக்கு. நம்ம செய்யக்கூடிய விஷயங்கள் வந்து நல்லதாகவும் கெட்டதாகவும் ஆகுறது நம்ம கையில தான் இருக்கு, இல்லையா? அதனால நம்ம அதை பண்ணணும். ஸோ யூ கேன் have in management we used to say that you undergo a SWOT analysis. Okay, what is your strength, what is your weakness, what are the opportunities available, what is threat you have. Okay, இப்போ இந்த இதை you have to analyze, and then you have to build your interpersonal skills. So you must be a multi-dimensional special personality. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ரஜினி சொன்ன மாதிரி நம்ம வந்து தசாவதானியா இருக்கணும், அஷ்டாவதானியா இருக்கணும். நான் ஒண்ணுதான் செய்வேன், நான் என்னால இதுதான் முடியும். நிறைய பேர் வந்து எனக்கு தெரியாது முடியாது, தெரியாது முடியாதுங்கிறத வச்சு அவங்க வாழ்க்கையை ஓட்டிடுவாங்க. முயற்சி பண்றதே கிடையாது, தெரிஞ்சுக்க முயற்சிக்கிறதே கிடையாது. இன்னைக்கு நமக்கு எந்த விஷயத்த தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுனாலும் we have Google. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு கூகுள்ல we have many good things are there. If you want to know about anything, you can usually go on. And if you want to open a internet banking account in a bank, to go and go to Google, we are having a video, we are having frequently asked questions, and you can know about it. Okay, so if you want to know about technology, you can know it. If you want to know about success stories, you can know it. So likewise, there are more opportunities are there. அந்த காலத்துல அது கிடையாது. புஸ்தகம் படிக்கணும், இல்ல செவிவதி செய்தி தெரியணும், அப்பதான் நம்ம பண்ண முடியும். இப்ப இன்னைக்கு எவ்ரி திங் இஸ் அட் யுவர் டோர் ஸ்டெப். இன்னைக்கு that is, you can use that and you can build your capacities. You can you have to know what are the things, exams are coming up and what we can do. If you want to go for a government sector, we are having more things are there. Tomorrow we are having day after tomorrow we are having a district employment office. They are conducting a mega job fair. Okay, more than 150 employers are coming and recruiting it. So recently in Parvati College, they had a mega job fair. So our students also, they went there and they have got some employment. So you have to use the opportunity and you have to go to the programs, and you have to share the expertise knowledge, and you have to gather the expertise knowledge, and you have to do something to enrich you. So something is better than nothing. Okay, so you have to do something. So slowly you enrich your interpersonal skills. If you add more and more qualities to you, definitely you can become a successful person. Okay, so personal relationship is more essential, and you can develop yourself. So these are all the entrepreneurial traits which are essential for a good businessman. And this program is organized by a computer department. I hope that more computer science students will be as an audience, and you can also become an entrepreneur. Sir, நாங்க programmer, நாங்க எப்படி சார் entrepreneur ஆறது அப்படின்னா, you can become a software developer. So here the computer is ruling the world. So the computer has made this world as a global village. So whatever we do, we are not able to do manually. We need a software. So you can develop a software and you can suggest the software. So all the organizations, whether education institutions or whatever it is running only through software is there. So that you can develop the software, and you can 2 or 3 persons you can join together, and you can devise a business, and you can float the business, and you can develop that business. So I'm very happy that the organizers, especially Guhapriya madam, they have coined a good topic for this today's discussion, and they have also called me to talk about some about business and entrepreneurship traits. I hope that with this it will be very helpful for you to build your personality skills, and you will definitely be becoming a successful person in the future. Gopriya madam, you can float that video, madam. So there are more motivational stories and videos are there in YouTube, and you can see them and you can develop yourself. Go Prema. Am I audible?
Audible, sir?
Can you float that video, madam?
Yes, sir. We can show the video, sir.
Yes, yes. So I have a video for you.
Goshbi or Gurupriya ma'am, are you sharing something?
Sir, wait a moment, sir.
Okay, so this is a video about a bamboo. So this bamboo tree, you can know that. So we, if every seed, okay, when it wants to become a tree, so it is facing many hurdles. Okay, especially it is underneath the earth without sun or any exposure, and only when it is tolerating all that heat and pressure, and then only it can burst out as a plant. Okay, so likewise, if there is all the trees are there, especially there is a very successful story for this bamboo. Okay, the bamboo, what it will do is it will be underneath the earth for 5 years. So for 5 years, we have to nurture the plant with water and other things. Only after this 5 years, when it is coming out, it will be shooting up very fast with high height. So likewise, only people, students, and the people, you have to tolerate all the heat which is coming around when you are developing. So when you come out, the people will not leave you simply to develop. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம வீட்டிலே பார்க்கலாம், நம்ம எந்திரிச்சு வரோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம வாழ்ந்தாலும் உலகம் ஏசும், தாழ்ந்தாலும் இந்த உலகம் ஏசும். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம வளர்ந்து வந்தோம் அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, நம்மளை வளர விட மாட்டாங்க. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பையன் இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசுறான் அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணுவான், சுத்தி இருக்கிறவன் டேமா பேசுறியா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு so likewise they won't be permitting you to come develop. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ஏதாவது பார்த்து நம்மளை மட்டம் தட்டி உட்கார வச்சுட்டே இருப்பாங்க. சரி, நம்ம அதெல்லாம் பொறுத்து நம்ம டாலரேட் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தா தான் நம்ம பேம்பூ ட்ரீ மாதிரி என்ன பண்ணலாம், நம்ம we can shoot up to a higher level. அதுக்கப்புறம் வளர்ந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா மாறு தட்டிக்கிறோம், நான் என்னாலதான் வந்தா, நான் தான் அது பண்ணேன், நான் தான் இது பண்ணேன்னு சொல்லுவோம். So whatever it is, whatever the circumstances is, so your life is in your hand. So only when you have a determination, and when you have when you are nurturing yourself with the necessary things, when you are marching ahead with smart work and hard work, then only you can succeed. So I thank with this few information. So let me wind up this my speech, and other speaker Ashish sir is waiting. I am very happy to meet him, and I thank the organizers for giving me this grand opportunity to meet you all. And once again I thank the principal, vice principal, and Guhapriya madam for giving me this grand opportunity. And I'm very thank you very much for all the good hearts who listened to my speech. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, sir. This is query session. Participants and students, I kindly request, if you have any doubts or queries, you can ask the sir.
Many beautiful things cannot be seen or touched. They are only felt by heart. I welcome Ms. S.M. Reshma, President of Computer Science Department, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Student, please remain here till the session 1 has completed. You are requested to remain for the session 2. Before I thank the vote of session, I repeat, students, please remain here till the session 1 has been completed. You are requested to remain for the session 2. Vote of thanks. With a grateful heart and a grateful attitude and a gratefulness, I thank the Lord, the immense blessing Next, I thank our Vice Principal Sister, Reverend Sister Amali Pushpam, for spending her valuable time with us. Next, I render my heartfelt thanks towards our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. G. Srinivasan Sir. Thank you, sir, for making us aware of entrepreneur traits. Next, I thank our Head of the Department, Dr. M. Gohapriya Ma'am, for organizing such an event, for her support and guidance throughout us. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I appreciate the participants for patiently hearing and attending the meeting without any interruptions. Now it's time for session 2.
Welcome back to another session of this national webinar. A winner is a dreamer who never gave up. Let us begin this webinar with this positive thought. Introduction of SAP. SAP is one of the world's leading procedure of a software for the management of business process, developing a solution that facilitates effective data processing and information flow across organization. Chief guest address. A dream does not become a reality through magic. It takes determination and hard work. I invite our resource person, Mr. Asik Shan Jahangir, sir, a technical support manager, Wind Shuttle Software, Bangalore. We welcome you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Reshma. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Srinivasa did deliver an awesome presentation, but I would want to tell him that everyone has already become an entrepreneur because they've started YouTube channels of their own. They've already initiated this step forward. So that is one positive step towards whatever we are doing. All right. So let me start up with a very lovable quote of mine, because since we have completed an entrepreneur session 1, I really want to speak about it. So it's in my mother tongue. I heard like lots of students from other states have joined, but I would say like this quote would be very, very useful. The way that we have to take life and the way that we have to take entrepreneurship is just this way. ஸோ என்ன நடந்தாலும் எதை இழந்தாலும் சோர்ந்து போக மாட்டேன். காரணம் நான் 100 வெற்றிகளை பார்த்தவன் அல்ல, 1000 தோல்விகளை பார்த்தவன். Right? This means whatever happens, whatever I've lost, I will not give up, because I'm not the person who has seen 100 victories. I'm the person who has seen 1000 failures. Right? So as you know, failures are the stepping stones for whatever we are going through. And with this thought, I would like to thank the organizers of this fabulous seminar, a webinar, the Vice Principal Ma'am, Principal Ma'am, and the head of the department, and the students of Computer Science, Bon Secures College. As she said, like I'm really happy to be here for the second time, as I've already been close to this institute for quite a while. Thank you for inviting me here. So today, the main content of what we're going to speak about is something called SAP. So many students, many resource persons, or many scholars doesn't know like what is the effect of SAP. So I'll be focusing more on like what we can do after your graduation. So how this particular new technology is going to be fruitful to your career. So you would have heard about Java. You would have heard about like many programming language. Now something is very famous. Like we have Python. We have there are lots of such programming language available in the market, but something is not very readily available, but has been in the market for quite some time, like for 25 years. But no one have heard about like what is SAP. So I'm here to present my thoughts and my advices on your career. So here I want you guys to unmute yourself. If I'm taking a presentation, you can please unmute yourself. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. So, and you can also reach out to me at the last presentation's ending point, because I don't have I'll not take more than 30 minutes to cover this entire presentation, but the entire 30 minutes that is left out is going to be for questions. So this is what I want to start this with. So before I start, am I audible? Gosby, anyone can confirm if I'm audible?
Of course, your voice is very much audible.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much. All right, so here we get started. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a small detailed insight on SAP. And myself, Ashik Jahangir, and I'm an international tech speaker, entrepreneur. I run a company for technology trainings and placements, and also the main reason I put Jamal in here is I don't want to forget my college from where I started. So I did my graduation from Jamal Mohammed College, Trichy, and I've started my career as an SAP consultant. After that, I studied MCA in Gandhigram Rural Institute, Dindigul. So, with a small intro, let us take forward to what is the agenda of today's session. So, when we're speaking about SAP, there are a few things that we have to understand about SAP before we actually jump into SAP. So, one such important topic is what is actually SAP, and before SAP, what is an ERP, right? And what we are going to speak about from SAP's perspective is what are the facts about SAP, and what are the business modules. So many will have a question. Okay, Ashik has said something about SAP, and everyone will start searching about SAP, and everything is going on parallel. But my important standpoint is you have to know the business modules after your course. If I'm from computer science background, whether I can fit myself into SAP. If I'm from a non-computer science background, can I still pursue my career in SAP? See, these are very important questions. So SAP and its business modules is what we are going to specifically speak on those particular content. And why companies are moving towards SAP. So you can say more than 95% of global companies have already moved their stages towards SAP. And whenever you're learning some business processes, or we in SAP terminologies, we say it's business process, and you have to always compare your business process with the real life stories, right? And if there are any scholars who are attending this particular session, or if there are any students who wants to become a teacher, an aspirant, teacher aspirant here, they can definitely go to this topic, because this is a research topic that I want to cover a bit. And what are the future of IT, SAP in the IT industry, and then we will shoot out with questions. Now, let me jump into the first statement where we pictured about what is ERP. Okay, so you can state here. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource and Planning, right? So when we speak about ERP, I want to give you a small example about ERP, right? You have seen lots of companies in your life, like for example, Srinivas has presented Horlicks as a brand, and Coca-Cola as a brand, right? So Britannia as a brand. So you can say these are all product-based companies because they are delivering a product. For example, Coca-Cola delivers a bottle with which says health drinks, but it is not actually health drinks. And Britannia says like they have biscuits, and that is their product. So whatever company that has got a product as an outcome, that is called as a product-based company. So SAP is pretty much used in all the product-based companies. So I'm taking an example of Hercules cycles. So everyone is aware that there was a company called Hercules, and this particular company is been in the market for more than 100 years, and now they are implementing SAP. So let me explain you why they are implementing SAP now. What happened before they implemented SAP? All right, it's very simple. Um, for example, there is a front executive girl who is sitting in the company who usually picks the phone call in working in Hercules. Now, what she's saying is she's accepting the call, and and the other person who is calling that particular company saying like, "Hey, I need 1,000 bicycles." Okay, and this girl, okay, accepts. Okay, this particular person, she takes a contact number, she takes the email address, she takes a requirement, and she writes it down in a paper, and she goes and checks in the godown whether they have 1,000 cycle stock. And after 2 days, she's coming to the customer and saying like, "Hey, we have stock, we want to take it." If they don't have stock, then she will reach out to the manufacturing unit, and she will ask like, "Hey, how much time it is going to take for us to manufacture 1,000 cycles?" And they are going to say like in 2 days, they will say like another 15 days it will take. So Before SAP, this front desk girl, in order to tell whether it is available, the cycle stock is available or not, she's going to take around 10 days. In between these 10 days, the customer who has reached out for 100 bicycles, 1000 bicycles, might have gone to another cycle manufacturer and would have got that particular order. So SAP solved this particular problem because it has given the power to access all the information in one place. So she need not go to a manufacturing site. She need not go to a godown. She need not go anywhere from her seat. Rather, she can just check in her SAP machine that what is the stock that we have. And she can on the spot give that particular commitment to the customer, whether she can go ahead and deliver this or she cannot deliver this. So what we're speaking about here is like when you want to manufacture a cycle, you need to have raw materials. Like you need to have steel, you need to have rubber, you need to have whatever you say. So you need to have all these raw materials. So in a huge company called Hercules, all the raw materials are maintained in this material module. Once you have manufactured the cycle, then you will be selling the cycle. Then you'll be fixing the pricing for the cycle. Then you'll be moving the cycle from your manufacturing unit to the shops. And then production, inventory management. All these things are under one roof. So SAP, without SAP, I mean saying ERP. ERP means for one company, whatever resource that are needed, every resource has been provided under one roof. That is called as an ERP. So if you want me to give an abbreviation of it, like say enterprise resource planning, and we are planning and executing the needs of any company in a centralized environment, and that is called as an ERP. So that term called centralized environment is what SAP is giving. And that is why I've kept the company in center and all the other modules around it. And these companies, these particular ERPs are used by huge companies like Coke, Johnson & Johnson, Hercules, and whatever company, Boeing, whatever Airbus, Volvo, all the companies are using SAP, ERP. So in this ERP, SAP is a leading ERP provider. So there are lots of ERP providers. There is something called Oracle DB. So there is something called PeopleSoft, and there are lots of other ERPs. But SAP is leading the ERP world. So this is a short note on what's in ERPs. Now let us go into deep on how SAP become an ERP. So why SAP is called an ERP? So SAP stands for Systems, Applications, and Programming. And you can say this particular statement proudly that it is a self-sustained system that has all capabilities for the company. The company, once they purchase SAP, they don't need to go out and implement any programming language. They will not use Java, they will not use Python, they will not use anything, right? SAP has got everything inside it, and it has its own database, and it is never ever relied upon a third-party database. So SAP's own database is called HANA database, but when you implement SAP, none of these processes are going to be needing a third-party assistance. So let us go forward and how the system set up. So you will be able to understand this with your traditional Java machines. So everyone knows, I think like I know, I came from a computer science background. The one programming language that I hated was Java. Okay, so that is the main reason why I wanted to go into SAP. So I'll tell you what is the challenges that the Java system has and how SAP came over that challenges. So in Java system, you had two layers. So if you're a computer science student, again, you will be learning about network layers. There are 7 network layers. And we're not speaking about 7 network layers, but we're talking about 3 network layers. One is a presentation layer, one is an application layer, and one is a database layer. So presentation layer is what is presented to you. You means user. And application layer is where all the computations, calculations, all the programming is done in the application layer. And all your data are stored in the database layer. Now, if you see this diagram, the database layer is outside the box. The database layer is separate because Java is only a front end. Java is not having a backend. In order to connect Java with the database, you have to be dependent on a third-party database machine, say MySQL, Oracle DB. So these are the third-party database layer. So in Java system, when you want to store something, you have to store and you have to take the data from here to outside the system. When you take data outside the system, the security breach happens. So Java cannot give security to all the data. And when there is a power consumption, what would happen is like the data loss happen. So all these challenges are huge challenges for the companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson& Johnson, Hercules, because for them data is very important. They cannot lose the data. So what they have thought, they were actually looking for a software where the data breach will not happen. At that time, they came to know about SAP. In SAP, you can see the database is enclosed within the machine itself. So the data will not go out, and the data, since they are present inside the system, fast retrieval and processing of data will happen. So with this this system setup is a very, very big thing for the SAP users and for companies. You can say like this is a big boon for the companies who are looking for such a programming language or such a ERP for so long, and SAP was able to deliver that. Now, some facts about SAP. So after speaking about facts, I'm going to give 2 minutes of time. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Then I'll continue. All right. So the facts, when we speak about facts, you can speak about SAP as the biggest company ever. So SAP is the largest business software company in the world, and 80%, over 80% of Fortune 1000 companies. Fortune 1000 companies are listed companies. Listed companies are listed in the share market. So these companies are already running SAP softwares. And 3 lakh companies run software in over 180 countries. And 35 lakh people in US and India on LinkedIn with SAP skills in their profile. And 250,000 college students are currently enrolled in an SAP training. Very, very important, guys. If you are looking for a job after your course completion, if you're thinking like whatever you've learned inside your curriculum is enough, you will never get a job. You might get a job, you will not land up in a huge salary job. It is very important to take up a course, not only SAP. If you have did enough research on any of the modules, you can just go with that. But if you want assistance on SAP, you can let me know. I can help you out. And then over 15,000 research scholars have been selected as SAP as their major research area. So the fact that I'm saying is because like this can be a very, very good, insightful scenario for every one of you to get on that particular field. So I'll repeat, SAP being the largest software company in the world, and 80% of Fortune 1000 companies are already using it. 3,000 companies run SAP software in 180 countries, and 35 lakh people in US and India are already using SAP skills. 250,000 college students are currently enrolled in SAP training. 15,000 research scholars have selected SAP as their major research area. All right. So I'm going to pass for a minute. I just want to understand if we have any questions. I hope we have questions. How do I see that? So give me a minute. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So if you have any questions, I don't see any questions here, but if you have any questions, please put forward. I'll be happy to give that up.
Sir,
Yes, please.
so what are the future scope in SAP, sir?
We have to yet to cover that. Sorry, I've just stopped before it, but we'll cover that in a minute. Any other questions in what we have seen now? Okay. All right. I think we can continue. All right. So if you see here, these are the companies that I'm talking about. So these companies are very much known companies to most of you. You can see Amazon, you can see HCL, Google, ABB, Accenture, Capgemini, IBM. All these companies are pretty much useful companies that are already using SAP as their product wares. And we have already spoken about the facts. And this is a very important thing, right? So earlier I told you about a feature called like for computer science background people, what you can choose. For non-computer science background, what you can choose. So I will give you a link to my recording, to one of my YouTube videos. So you can just see that. If you're able to see that, you'll be understanding the entire flow of what you have to do. So in our basic scenarios, there are technical modules, there are functional modules, there are integrated modules. So if you are from a computer science background, you can always choose the technical module. If you're from a functional module background, so you can always choose one of these particular modules as your functional stature. And integrated modules, anyone can choose, either a person who is into technology, who is writing codes. If he doesn't like to write codes, he can directly go into the functional module. So pretty much everything is possible in SAP. Now, the main reason is why companies move towards SAP. So because SAP provides a global solution and they don't need to go out of SAP at any point of time, and SAP can run any business. It is not related to particularly a business. It can do any business. For example, manufacturing, it can work. Retailing, it can work. It can work for any business that you can take. And everything is already written and given to you as a product. You need not write any code, or you never need to do any customizations to use it. You can readily buy it and start using it, right? And the implementations, when you are purchasing it, the time that it is taking to set up a system is not too much. It is very, very faster. And it is one of the best industry. It has got one of the best industry practices, and it is highly scalable, and it has got a very, very defined roadmap, right? So very important thing. For example, I'll give you a real life a process around this SAP. So if you are planning to buy a mobile phone, if you're planning to buy a laptop, everyone is aware that you will not directly go to a shop and you will not buy a laptop. What you will do, you will do some research before buying it, and then you go to a laptop store and you will say like, hey, what is the price? And he will give you a quotation, and then you will pay him some amount, and then delivery will happen and billing will happen. Whatever you see in the real life is actually what we call it as a business process in SAP. So in SAP, every concept is tied up with the business process. A business process will exactly tell you how structured the SAP programming is. So that is why we have to always go and initiate these particular business process ahead. Now, business process, when I mean, like, there are lots of insights on this particular business process. Every business process has got lots of sub business process associated with it. I don't really want to get into all these particular things, because these are something that everyone knows. For example, product information. So whatever we do as a product information is called as a sales order. And when they're delivering it, they have something called delivery note, right? So when there is some damage, so whatever, when we purchase products from Amazon, when it is damaged, what happens is, like, we are going to return that order, get a refund, or get a new product. That is also there. That's called goods issue. And you can see invoice. Invoice is where you will be receiving before the payment, and then you will get a receipt. So all these things are categorized as a business process in SAP. Now, if you go, it's a very important topic that I want to really stress for a minute. Basically, like, you can take SAP as a research topic, and there are lots and lots of research terminologies available. So if you are doing anything on this as a staff member, as an assistant professor, you can just choose this, and you're going to have a very bright future. So the main topic of research in SAP is like query processing, optimizing the query, indexing, right? If you're a mathematics student, you can just go with indexing. And modern hardwares are there. Data storage, if you're a database side of a person, you can just go with data management or distributed management system, and self-tuning database. And all these are huge research areas. And quality assurance. So quality assurance being said, it's an entire area where lots of research work are needed right now. And transactional processing, confidential data leakage. If we are saying like everything is protected, but again, if that needs some security checks, you have to go ahead and see whether it is right or wrong. And cloud computing, obviously, and use of data protection as well. So these are some of the huge topic of research in SAP. And if you need any help on these research topics, please do be happy to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you out. And now, So one of our friends have asked about the future scope of SAP. I'm already in the end of the session. We'll give too much of time for questions, but I need lots of questions about it. So future scope of SAP. So in India, SAP is the fifth largest distributor in SAP solution delivery. So the scope is like in India, if you want to progress, you need to have a large workforce. So even in the time of a recession, now IT is experiencing huge recession. Even in time of recession, SAP was not impacted at all. SAP consultants were not impacted because there are very few SAP consultants, and SAP is expanding their workforce, and they need lot of workforces. And since they are planning to expand, there needs to be lots of workforce required. And there is this particular prediction called Gartner's prediction, and India will rise to spot number one in 2024, which means like whatever job that you're going to see in the market is going to be on SAP. So this is where we exactly speak about the future scope of SAP. And I always say the future is just awesome. So you can just take up this particular session and get enrolled for a training, and you can present that in your CV. That's going to make a huge difference in your career. And if you have any questions, it's time to shoot out the questions. Uh, Please feel free. There is no point of shyness here. This is about your career. If you have any questions, please shoot out.
Sir,
Yep.
sir, in what way we can use SAP in cloud computing?
In what way we can use SAP in
Cloud computing.
cloud computing? Okay, a perfect question. So for a long time, SAP was not introducing cloud functionalities at all. Okay, for example, I've been using SAP for 12 years, and I'm working as a manager. So there are lots of approvals that is required by me. So it means like when I have like 56 team members working under me around globe. So when someone is taking leaves, or when there is an approval needed for a reimbursement process, everything has to be submitted. And when I'm traveling, when I'm in airport, I cannot open my laptop, and because of confidentiality, right? But SAP recently, in 3 years back, SAP has introduced cloud. All right. So which means for a selected number of users, SAP will give the control access to the selected number of users, and all the requests can be opened in a browser and can be given to us. So we can assign this, we can approve this request just in by opening a browser around anywhere. You can use any internet. So that is what is cloud computing introduced in SAP. And the main reason why I'm targeting cloud computing is like now it is in a very early stage. If you are able to manage a career in SAP, cloud computing is the best way to enter in. So I hope that answered your question. Did I?
Yes, sir. It gave me an idea to do a research in cloud computing using SAP, sir. Thank you,
Wonderful,
sir.
great. Yep. Any other questions? It might be even a very small question. See, for anything that you need to go, if you want to be successful on anything, it starts with a small question. So I recommend you ask questions. It can be even a basic question, because no one is expecting you to speak right things or right questions in this forum. Please go ahead with your questions. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Uh, Data leaks can be protected by the SAP, or how it protects the data leaks?
Okay, we see basically like data leaks usually happens when the database is outside the system. Okay, which means like I'm creating a connection. If you're from a computer science background, you would see like what is the connectivity that we use. We call it as ODBC or JDBC connections when you want to connect a Java system to a database. So this connectivity, when it is outside, there are lots of pressure on this connectivity, because the data has to travel a long way and it has to be stored in the database. So in SAP, the data leaks will not happen because the data need not go out of the system. The data is actually present inside the SAP system, so the data are not going out. When it is not going out, the leakage of data never happens. That is the core idea of the 3-layer architecture, what we call it as an SAP architecture. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The talk is very much informative. I got some information. I'm having some basic questions.
Yes.
Who developed this app? How it was developed? I mean, on which platform it was developed? Can it be?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's a fabulous question. I mean, there were like 5 or 6 engineers, software developers who was working in IBM. They went out of IBM to start SAP. Okay, so SAP is a company which is called as SAP AG, and it's basically a German-based company. And these 5 developers who went out of IBM have started this. So SAP entirely was developed from Java. Okay, these 5 software developers used Java to develop their entire SAP, but we are not using Java inside SAP. So that is the beauty of it. So entire SAP is designed with Java, and after designing that, they are no longer using SAP. I mean, they are no longer using Java. So the basic background of creation of the SAP is Java, but after creation, they never use Java. So they used another programming language called SAP ABAP. ABAP is a substitute for Java, which is used inside SAP. So 3 answers for your question. It started by 5 software developers from IBM, and it started in Germany, and they used Java to develop SAP. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. Any other question? Any student who is looking forward for a question where it is very useful for a career? There is no career related questions here. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you said that we use database in SAP.
Hmm.
As a technical person, in what ways that are used?
Obviously, right. See, the database is whatever you're learning today, right? I think like you might have a course called data science. I think you might have a course called database structures, data structures, or anything. So the ultimate reason behind all these courses is to store data, in an efficient way. So when you speak about SAP is known to carry huge volume of data, because the companies that are using SAPs are not normal companies. Those companies are huge companies where millions of GBs of data are generated every now and then. If you want to store millions of GB data, you need to have a very strong database. And I do not know like about other systems, but in SAP, database is a core. If you mess up with the database, everything is gone. So database is very much protected in SAP, and database is the one reason why everyone is coming into SAP. So that is the importance of database in SAP. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions? We'll take 2 more questions, and rest of the questions can be attended offline. Any more questions?
Sir,
Yeah.
if I am taking a cloud computing platform, and if I know everything about it, what will be the scope of my future in SAP, sir?
Okay. I'll ask you another question. So, what do you think is the salary you will get if you complete your graduation or masters now without learning SAP? If you're going to an IT career, what do you think is the salary you will get?
15,000, sir, maximum.
Okay, 15,000 maximum. So a fresher in SAP, if you've learned SAP course, if you've learned cloud computing course, believe me or not, you will be able to get a minimum 80,000 to 85,000 as a fresher in SAP if you're completing the cloud computing course in SAP, and that is the scope of what you can expect out of it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. The last one question.
Sir,
Again, please go ahead.
if I complete my course in SAP, will you hire me, sir?
Oh wow! So that's a very very nice question. So basically, like what we can definitely do is, like, instead of me telling this status, right? See, again, like if I say, like, if you want to learn yourself an SAP course, you have to spend some money for sure. So this one, it should not be only dependent on me. So if you're learning a course with me supporting alone, you will not be successful. So first of all, you have to believe that you can get your own spot. But actually, like, since you asked this question, putting me in the limelight, I can definitely help you. But I cannot promise you a job, but I can give you the interview calls. I can give you everything that is possible from my side, and I'm already doing that. So if you're really interested, let me know. Just contact me. Happy to do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I will proceed for the further, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful, great. And I think, like, if there are multiple other questions, please reach out. And I'll also share this particular slide where you can always reach out to me. This is my Indian number, so you can choose. You can write me an email. You can shoot me a WhatsApp message, and if I'm free, I'll definitely respond to you. Um, Any further questions? I think I'll give the organizing committee a video link where that would be very helpful information about how to choose SAP as your career. And with that link, you'll be able to govern most of the ideologies behind it. Right? Great. Thank you so much. And back to the organizing committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The heart that gives the thanks is a happy one, for we can't feel thankful and unhappy at the same time, says Doggle Sir. I thank our chief guest, Mr. Asif Chan Jahangir, sir, his words towards staff and more about insight of staff. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank all the staff of Computer Science Department, Mrs. Banu ma'am, Mrs. Rizwana ma'am, and Mrs. Gausi B ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for their entire guidance. I thank all the participants for their participation. From the start of eagerness and the enthusiasm and patience, you all made this event a successful. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you.
Dear participants, the feedback link will be shared on the YouTube chat box and in the chat box here in the Google Meet. Kindly fill the feedback form, which is the attendance form also. So thank you one and all for joining us together. Thank you so much.
Sir, please all camera open. Taken a pictures, ma'am. All camera open. Taken a picture, please. हेलो सभी अगर कैमरा खोलेंगे तो एक तस्वीर लेना चाहेंगे.
He wants to take a picture, so let's open the cam for a minute so that he can take it up. That's what he's requesting, if possible, please.
थैंक यू। मैं पटना बिहार से जुड़ा हुआ था सर एंड मैम, और आगे भी अगर इस तरह के गोष्ठी हो, वेबिनार हो तो अवश्य जोड़ें, और मैं जुड़ना चाहूँगा। धन्यवाद।
Born Socrates, Department of Computer Science, Department Gugapriya Madam. You can this program was very useful studying e-commerce in this semester. It's very useful. Both speaker spoke very well, and we are very kind and very all the best.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
The next consent programs. Thank you. This is Mahendra Pandya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your feedback, sir. Dear participants, the feedback and attendance format shared in the Google Meet chat box and in the YouTube live chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form so that only you can get your e-certificates. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us and making this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Let's quit the group.